If we're going to be doing a lot of film projects and using a lot of compute and a lot of new tools, cost is going to be something that we're going to need to keep under control for sure. We're not going to be able to fulfill all the demand of all of our film projects unless we use our tools efficiently. So with that, that makes me think of how do we use things like the cloud and be able to have more predictable infrastructure where we can turn things on and off and make sure that we're using all of the tools that we have as efficiently as possible. That makes me think, you know what? Let's see if we can find out who in the industry has really done that well. And you know, the company that comes to mind is Company 3, and they've done some really great work. You know who I think we need to talk to? Is Robert. Hey, Robert. Hey, so good to see you here in the park, in the bush. We're so glad you joined us here today. I have a couple questions for you. Company 3 has done some tremendous work in the cloud, and I'm really curious, what were some of the cost factors that drove you down this path?
Thanks, Eric. I was looking for a way to compete. I started investigating cloud-based workflows in 2011. Since then, the technology has really matured at that point, allowing us to be able to compete on every level. CapEx has always been a hindrance to how and when we grow, but using AWS allows us to scale up from a few users to hundreds of users and thousands of rendered nodes, so basically in a moment's notice, and be able to complete the needs of our clients at no matter when, how, and globally on that basis.
That's really interesting. You know, one of the questions I have is we see some of our customers really needing this kind of cost transparency and cost predictability in some of the work that they do. Do you have some examples of that from Company 3?
Absolutely. Powerhouse, they have a separate session where they'll go into more details, but they went from mid 6 digits in monthly business to low 7 digits in monthly business. And from 25 over to 65 artists just in a few months migrating to the cloud-based workflows. And it's really helped them optimize their business and be able to have a deterministic way of how to produce work, meet work, find work, and be able to tackle any size project that they need to based on the talent that they have, knowing that they can scale up their artists and their rendering and compute powers as necessary, and then turn it off when it's not necessary, which really helps on the CapEx and OpEx models that you have out there, and drives everything to more of an OpEx model, which makes that job deterministic in value for them and also deterministic in what their costs will be.
I love that. And you know, that Powerhouse SIGGRAPH session is going to be fantastic. I definitely want to see it. So with this kind of cost control in hand and this kind of predictability, how has that impacted your business? And maybe better yet, how's that been good for artists?
Thanks, Eric. You know that I view my job as making infrastructure as transparent as possible to artists. It's really, the less they see of what we do from a technology point of view, the more completely seamless we make the infrastructure, whether they're working on-prem or off-prem. It allows them to scale up and say, I need an extra 1,000 render nodes at this time to be able to complete this job, or 300 render nodes, or 10 render nodes, and be able to turn them on at one time. Really gives us the flexibility as technologists to supply them with the ability to make everything seamless, transparent as possible, and they really have, and allow them to spend all their time being creative. And that's really what this is about. My mind is really just in seeing that joy and that creativeness that comes out of them when they create the content for our clients and not knowing where that compute is coming from. That's really what I feel is a great part of this industry to do this.
Robert, I love that. All right, one last question for you. With artists being able to have more flexibility and being able to work in the cloud and you having more predictability in your costs, what do we see next from Company 3?
Thanks, Eric. Compute from anywhere, that really builds on what I mentioned before about seamless and transparency, but it allows us to reach out to around the globe to have creative artists work together in our environment. No matter where they are, we can scale up to the type of computers they want to, the type of resources they want to, and they can all collaborate on one project at a time. It really is the culmination of bringing the top talent from around the globe and the best compute power and the scalable the scalable solutions that we have out there, the scalable infrastructure that we have at AWS, and marry the two together and build the best content there is in the world for our clients. And that's really what I see the benefits of having in this environment where it gives us the ability to work from home, the ability to work from anywhere, have it seamless and transparent to our artists, but also the same aspect, compute from anywhere itself and scale as much as you want to. And that's really what I mean by compute from anywhere, is bring the resources to the talent, not the other way around.
Robert, thank you very much for joining us here today. And next time, I hope to see you actually here in the park with me.